Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new Game of Thrones Season 3 recap slash review. Game of Thrones 3 obviously brought the action, the political intrigue and bizarre fantasy elements of the series to the next level. The Game of Thrones third season aired on HBO in 2013, and with all the plot twists and new character and families and locations in the Game of Thrones obviously universe thrown at us obviously as viewers with each new season, this season was one of the best in my opinion. Obviously it's always good to talk about different episodes and obviously talk about the episodes separately from one another. So let us begin with episode 1, Valar Dohaeris, I think. In King's Landing, Tyrone gets no respect for his victory in the Battle of Blackwater, and instead is relinquished of his role of the Hand of the King, which is given to his father Tywin. Davis Seaworth is rescued after the Battle of Blackwater and tries to kill Melisandre in order to stop the hold she has over Stannis Baratheon. Daenerys travels to the city of Astapor to purchase an army of highly skilled warriors called the Unsullied, I think. While there, she is almost served poisoned wine, but is saved by Sir Barristan Selmy, who served in the King's Guard under her father, the Mad King. Obviously, let's talk about episode 2, Dark Wings, Dark Words. In King's Landing, Joffrey plans for his upcoming wedding with Marjorie Tyrell. He shows her his new crossbow and says that he would love to see her kill something with it. Bran has a dream in which he can walk and is trying to kill a three-eyed crow. A boy he has never met before appears and tells him he cannot kill the crow. The boy turns out to be Georgine Reed, I think, a clairvoyant who believes Bran is very special as well. Theon, meanwhile, has been captured and tortured by unnamed man. Obviously, Theon Greyjoy, in the entire season, he gets tortured by this guy that obviously by the end of the season we get to know obviously who he is, but obviously all throughout the season we have no bloody idea who he is, and he just tortures Theon Greyjoy like it's fun. Obviously for him it is, but for Theon it's well, let's just say he loses some things which are very precious for him. Obviously, Arya Stark and her two friends are captured by men claiming to be the Brotherhood without banners. Brienne of Tarth and Jaime Lannister, who are bound for King's Landing, are captured by Rose Bolton's bannerman and taken prisoner. Episode 3, Walk of Punishment. Obviously, in King's Landing, Tywin Lannister makes plans to wed Peter Baelish to Lysa Arryn in order to prevent the Starks from gaining more followers. He also appoints Tyrone to the position of Master of Coin to replace Baelish. Theon Greyjoy escapes from his captors and is saved by the cleaning boy who had previously offered to help him. Daenerys offers to pay for the Unsullied army with one of her dragons, also taken Missandei, translator for the Xadzins Mo Naklos, owner of the Unsullied, as a token of faith. Beyond the wall, jonsnow and his group of wildlings plan to climb the wall and attack the Night's Watch. Locke and the rest of Rose Bolton's men take Brienne and Jaime back to their camp. They threaten to rape Brienne, but Jaime convinces them not to. He then presses his luck by offering to pay Locke for his freedom. Locke responds by chopping off Jaime's right hand. Episode 4, and now his watch is ended. Theon escapes with the cleaning boy who saved him, only to realize it was all a cruel joke, and he is back where he starts to be tortured again. Meanwhile, the men of the Night's Watch grow weary of living in Craster's keep, where they are treated poorly while obviously Craster eats well. They begin a mutiny against Craster and their own leader. Sam escapes along with one of Craster's daughter wives, Gilly, and their newborn child, which obviously later will be named Sam as well. Arya and Gendry are taken to the secret cave of the Brotherhood without banners, where they meet their leader Beric Dondarrion, who later sentenced the Hounds to trial by combat. Daenerys trades her dragons for the army of Unsullied soldiers, only to immediately order her dragon to burn their leader alive. She then has the Unsullied army murder their masters, obviously, which enslave slaves, and frees them to fight for her if they are willing. Episode 5, The Kissed by Fire. Obviously, in King's Landing, Tywin Lannister plans to wed Tyrone to Sansa and Cersei to Loras Tyrell. Despite their protests against both pairings, the Hound kills Beric Dondarrion in trial by combat and wins his freedom. However, Beric is brought back to life by a prayer to the Lord of Light, which in the season it gets explained that he has already done that for 6 times already, which is doing something to him. He's kind of like, something from the Lord of Light is taking things from him away, like his life essence is essentially. So that's really interesting to see, I guess. After being delivered to Rose Bolton, Jaime confesses to Brynn why he killed the Mad King, which is a very interesting story in my opinion. Robb Stark plans to make amends with Walder Frey, despite the fact that he disobeyed his promise to marry one of Frey's daughters with obviously, Una Chaplin's character. And can I just say, Robb Stark and obviously the character that is played by Una Chaplin is just wonderful. Their pairing is awesome, and more on them later down the line. Obviously, episode 6, The Climb. In King's Landing, Littlefinger reveals to Lord Varys that he knows that prostitute Rose is working as a spy for him. He also reveals that he has given Rose over to Joffrey, who murders her with a crossbow. Robb Stark tries to make up for his marriage to Talisa by offering his uncle Edmure to Walder Frey's daughter instead. Oh yeah, so Talisa is obviously the wife of Robb Stark. Jon, Ygritte and the Wildlings climb the wall successfully but lose many men in the process due to an avalanche. Obviously, episode 7, The Bear and the Maiden Fair. Theon's mysterious torture has him castrated and Arya runs away from her brotherhood without banners but is captured by the Hound, who was hiding outside. Melisandre reveals to Gendry that he has king's blood and he agrees to go with her back to Dragonstone. He doesn't get killed, and I'm very thankful for that, because another person getting killed in the series, holy shit. Jaime leaves to return to King's Landing, but after hearing to Brynn is still trapped, he returns with captors and obviously saves her from a pit with a bear. There he finds that she has been in a pit, like I said, and made to fight a bear. He jumps down to protect her and to escape safely as well. Episode 8, The Second Sons. King's Landing sees the wedding of Tyrion Lannister and Sansa Stark. During the ceremony, Joffrey is very cruel to the both of them, and Tyrion gets very drunk and makes a scene. In Dragonstone, Melisandre seduces Gendry and uses leeches to take his blood, which she uses for another spell. Daenerys visits a city called Yunkai, where she gains a new follower named Daario Naharis. On the wall, Sam and Gilly are attacked by White Walkers, which Sam unexpectedly kills with a dragon glass dagger he found, obviously in season 1 or season 2? No, season 2, yeah, there we go. And one of the first episodes of season 2, which it's all connected in a way, it's so brilliant. But let's talk about episode 9 and episode 10. Obviously, episode 9, The Reigns of Castamere. Sam and Gilly arrive at the wall where Bran and friends are hiding. During a thunderstorm, Bran tries to calm down Hodor and accidentally enters his mind. Jon Snow is found to be a spy for the Night's Watch and has to escape after killing some of the Wildling men. Daeron Naharis, the leader of the insolent Grey Worm, and Jorah infiltrates Yunkai and take over the city of Daenerys. Edmure marries Walder Frey's daughter, but during what would become known as the Red Wedding, the Starks are betrayed. Talisa, who is pregnant, gets stabbed. Robb gets sliced, and Catelyn is also brutally murdered. Holy shit, guys. I don't think I've had this experience before where I literally screamed at my television and started, like, not really sobbing, but I got emotional and teared up. Like, holy shit, this is what a great series needs to do. Kill off characters in the most brutal way possible for the story to make sense. I was not expecting. I knew that Robb would die. I knew it because later down the line he isn't in the show anymore. But once you get into the story, once you get into those characters, and once you get into their motives, it all becomes very clear. But then suddenly they get killed off, and it's such a waste. It's a waste, but it's a good waste because it makes sense for the story to move forward. Arya was so close to meet her brother once again and to meet her mother once again, and then they got betrayed by those bloody frickin' bad guys. It's like, it's a beautiful, great story, and now I'm pretty sure that I don't really trust any character in Game of Thrones anymore, because well, some characters can just die off so quickly. So there we go. Episode 10, Mesa, which is obviously called obviously the 10th title of the season. After witnessing part of what happened to her mother and brother at the Red Wedding, Arya is taken by the Hound to safety. On the way, she overhears a man making fun of her deceased brother and she kills him. Yara, Theon's sister, takes a fleet of ships to go recapture Theon from his torturer, who has turned him into pitiful slave Reek, obviously because he reeks. And yeah, there we go. Sam arrives at Castle Black and warns the Watch about the White Walkers and the mutiny of Craster's Keep. Ygritte finds Jon Snow and fills him full of arrows for betraying her and her men, but is unable to kill him due to her love for him. Across the Narrow Sea, the freed slaves of Yunkai show their loyalty to Daenerys. So episode 9 was, like, I think the best episode of the season. Then episode 10 slowly, obviously, made sure that every character had something to do for the next season, which was very safe in my opinion. It was good to see just a very calm episode, seeing all the characters, getting what they want and, pushing them towards another path, which is really, really good in my opinion. Obviously, a couple of great moments in the season was climbing the wall, Ygritte and Jon almost getting killed. Obviously, the Hound versus Beric Dandorian was really interesting to see as well. But yeah, sure. The Night's Watch mutiny as well, because that was also really interesting. Season 2 ended with the Night's Watch being attacked by the White Walkers while traveling beyond the wall. However, while taking shelter at the keep, many of the members grow tired of having no food and facing the death at every moment. Tensions run high until some rebellious members kill Craster and Mormont in a brutal mutiny. Even seemingly heroic army like the Night's Watch are plagued by bad men. So there you go. Another interesting part of the story was Tyrion and Sansa's wedding. I already know this is going to go nowhere because Tyrion and Sansa, they won't have children. And it's so great to see the different characters are, kind of combined with one another, like Tyrion and Sansa. It's so weird because Tyrion is like, maybe 30 and Sansa is like 14. And dude, it's so weird to see, but Peter Dinklage and obviously Sophie Turner are great, just together, but also separate. Peter Dinklage is one of those awesome actors. Every time I see him, I'm like, okay, I'm locked in, because he's always going to say something which triggers his father or his sister or, whatever, his entire family. Even Joffrey has this one line where he talks about, well, kings are getting slain left, right, and center. Maybe Joffrey, you're the next one in line.
Stark is dead. And his bitch mother, Ed. I'm going to serve it to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Your Grace, Lady Sansa is your aunt by marriage.
A joke? Joffrey did not mean it.
Yes, I did. I'm going to have it served to Sansa at my wedding feast.
No. She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies.
I am the king! I will punish you.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king. I'll make sure you understand that when I've won your war for you.
My father won the real war. He killed Prince Rhaegar. He took the crown while you hid on a costly rock.
Theon's loss was also very, very sad to see. Obviously, Jaime loses his hand. The stakes were high, and Jaime loses his hand as well. So, yeah, it's really interesting as well. And Jaime also reveals the truth about the Mad King. Daenerys gets the unsealed army, and obviously a city as well. And the Red Wedding was one of the highlights of the season. So, yeah, great season overall. And this is just some great, great writing. Game of Thrones is such a series that everyone should watch because it's full of backstabbing moments, plot twists, and things you never expect because you grow so fond of these characters throughout the episodes, and suddenly they just die. Some of them just die, and it's part of the story, but it's so good and it's well written, and I love it. Game of Thrones has become one of my favorite series ever. It's next up there with Red Dwarf and Doctor Who and Twin Peaks. Man, I love this series, so I can't wait to see where this will go in season 4. So alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye, everyone.
There will be, if I command it.
Then you'll be fucking your own bride with a wooden cock.
What did you say?
All men must die, but we are not men.